They've called me a moron. They've called me crazy. They've called me, you name it. But most of you are on my side supporting me and this cause. And for that, I thank all of you. This video isn't about theories or suspicions anymore. It's about proof. Since my last video, Magician eBikes has only made things worse for themselves. They posted a public PR statement on their Facebook page, vague, hollow, and full of contradictions. And when I replied, calmly with real questions, they deleted my comments and blocked me. Real companies do not silence people, but fake ones do. So I kept digging, and I wasn't alone. A few incredible supportive viewers stepped up to help. And what we found proves without a doubt, Magician is not a legitimate US business like they claim they are. Their listed address, just a rented mailbox. Their phone number, routed through a third-party distributor, Alltech, with no contract. Their registered agent, a private individual with zero public presence in eBikes, leadership, or US businesses. This isn't drama. This is what fraud looks like before the rug pull. And to those of you accusing me of slander or warning me that I should lawyer up, let's be clear. Magician themselves threatened me with legal action in that pathetic Facebook statement, and then afterwards sending a threat to my email. But here's the truth. When you speak facts backed by publicly available records and direct communication, that is not slandered. That's called consumer protection. And I have every right to speak up and protect my viewers from getting scammed. Let me say this loud and clear right at the top. Shipping and delivering e-bikes does not mean a company is legitimate. eSales shipped and delivered bikes for years, and look how it ended. Their collapse left countless of customers burned, thousands of dollars lost, and dreams shattered. And even after they launched their 5-star model, the one that really made them blow up, they still kept shipping bikes for over a year until poof, they vanished. So let me be crystal clear. Shipping a product doesn't magically make all the red flags disappear. Because I've heard from several of you saying things like, oh, I'll just wait until the first batch is delivered. Then I'll order. No, don't buy from them now. Don't buy after one batch. Don't buy after two. Don't buy from them, period. But hey, if you still decide to buy from them after everything I've exposed, that's your call. Just don't come back later with, oh, see, you were wrong, BS. Because shipping a bike doesn't erase all the shady red flags. It is just part of their long game. Okay, so hook you, show you that they deliver what they promise, treat you well with very good customer service at first, and once they have you, it's too late. They can rug pull at any moment. All right, guys, so let's just start with Magician's official Facebook statement. The one they posted in response to my last video. I posted it on Sunday. They had this statement on Facebook the next day, Monday. Okay, so it starts with a bang. We would like to issue the following official statement to address the rumor. Rumor? My video was not a rumor. It was a detailed breakdown of publicly available records, direct communications, and red flags backed by real evidence. Calling it a rumor is an immediate attempt to discredit me without disproving a single thing I said. And that tone, that smug, dismissive attitude, it sets the stage for the rest of the statement, okay? Because what follows isn't transparency, it's pure spin. All right, guys, I have their statement right here with me. I'm going to be reading word by word and reviewing every single thing they put here, okay? You guys were wanting an answer? Here it is. Okay, so they put, number 1, we are not affiliated with eSales. Let us state this clearly. Magician eBikes has no connection whatsoever to eSales or David Cleveland. We are an independent company with our own team, products, and operations. My response to that, talk is cheap. Of course, they're going to deny any connection to eSales or David Cleveland. They'd be crazy not to. And to be clear, right now, I don't have concrete proof that Magician and eSales are directly linked. But what I do have are deep suspicions and a growing list of red flags that are way too specific to ignore. For one, David Cleveland lived and lives in Pahrump, Nevada, and Magician's so-called US warehouse just happens to be in the exact same state. They're using the same kind of hyped up language we saw from eSales, bold claims about overpowered motors, ultra-engineered design, and a supposedly brilliant team of experts, even though this is a brand new company with no track record. They're running the same pre-order structure, collecting money before bikes are even produced. And guess who has exclusive access to Magician bikes right now? The biggest YouTuber on the eSales roster, and the only one who's been allowed to test this new bike. So no, I don't have hard evidence tying them together yet. But all of this, it's enough for me to keep digging. And but when I find the truth, you bet you I will bring it to light. Point number 2, a real manufacturer with real expertise. Magician eBikes is powered by a Taiwanese invested e-bike factory based in China with over 10 years of experience producing high-performance e-bikes. We are not a trading shell or faceless reseller. We are the original manufacturer behind many US and European brands through long-standing OEM partnerships. Because we build everything ourselves, we can offer premium specs and quality at competitive prices, respond quickly to rider needs and feedback, maintain full control over our production timeline, eliminate middlemen through a direct-to-consumer model. Magician, check this out, is also a legally registered US brand and business, operating in full compliance with American laws and regulations. Your purchases and rights are fully protected under US consumer protections. Okay, so now they want us to believe they're a world-class manufacturer with over a decade of experience and long-standing OEM partnerships? Sure, it sounds impressive, until you realize they don't name a single brand they've worked with. Not one. They claim to be the original manufacturer behind many US and European e-bike brands, but provide zero proof to back that up. No factory name, no client list, no certifications, nothing that can be verified. Yes, they did post a few factory photos on Facebook saying, "Look, we're building your bikes. We'll keep you posted every step of the way." But here's the thing, that's exactly how ordering from Alibaba works. I've done it myself many times. You send them payment, And then they start building your bike. Sometimes they take half of up front, sometimes all of it. They'll send you photos during production. They'll give you shipping updates, just like Magician is doing right now. So what does that mean? It means they're collecting your money to build your bike, just like an Alibaba supplier. This isn't a fully stocked company with inventory ready to ship. This is a startup using your pre-order to fund their first batch and their second, and who knows how many. So, until they show real receipts, documents, business licenses, leadership, contract, I am not buying the expert manufacturer story. Their so-called American company, one of Magician's supporters tried to shut me my criticism by posting California public records for Magician Bicycle Inc. They thought they were defending the company, but what they actually did was hand me a gift. According to that filing, the company was formed on January 1st, 2022, but that address could be different. I would have to pay for an extra service in order to get the actual date of filing, which I highly suspect it's right before Magician was formed around April of this year. Okay? But it's registered as a California stock corporation. The principal and mailing address is, surprise, the exact same Earth Class mail location in West Hollywood. So it's a P.O. box inside the Earth Class mail shop. I have a picture, I'll put it up right here. And the registered agent, a person named Shayu Hu. Now here's where it gets even more ridiculous. I looked up Shayu Hu, their supposed agent. It's not a founder, it's not a CEO, it's not an employee of the company. Turns out, she's a university student in New York. She's studying linguistics and education. No eBike background, no public involvement in this company, just a random name on a government form. So let's be clear, this filing doesn't show us who runs Magicians. It shows us how easy it is to throw a name and a virtual mailbox on paper and pretend it means something. So now let me tell you how easy it is to register a US company. Shockingly easy. And this is what most people don't realize. Forming a US LLC or corporation is fast, cheap, and requires almost nothing. Here's how it works. Most states can process it in 1 to 5 business days. You only need to pay a state fee, usually under $100. You don't need a real office. You can use a mailbox like Magician did. You don't even need to live there. You don't need a team. You don't even need inventory. Plenty of websites offer $0 plus state fee filing packages. You could create your own US eBike company tonight in less than an hour for under $200. And that's exactly what Magician did. They filed some paperwork, picked a fake sounding address, listed a student as their agent, and now they're pointing to that as proof they're a real American brand. But it's not proof of anything except how easy it is to fake it. A real company doesn't hide behind shelf filings. A real company shows leadership, shows operations, and backs it up with action. So far, Magician has shown none of that. All they've shown is that they know how to look legit without actually being legit. Okay, let's continue reading their Facebook statement. Okay, point number 3. Our U.S. warehouse is real and operational. The Las Vegas address listed on our website refers to a warehouse we lease and operate specifically to support our customers. It is actively used to receive bulk shipments from our factory, distribute orders across the United States, ship replacement parts, and handle after-sales logistics. This is a real working facility, not a virtual address or dropship hub. Now, this part made me laugh. Magician claims that the Las Vegas address listed on their website is a warehouse they lease and operate specifically to support customers and ship orders. They say it's where they receive shipments, distribute orders, and handle after-sales logistics. They even go out of their way to say, this is a real working facility, not a virtual address or dropship hub. But here's the truth. That address belongs to a fulfillment center called Ultec eBikes. It works with multiple e-bike brands, not just Magician. And I know that for a fact because I called the number listed on Magician's website myself, pretending to be a shopper. The guy who answered didn't say Magician eBikes, which is what I was expecting to hear. When he kept saying Ultec eBikes, I was like, huh? Yeah, Ultec eBikes, okay? So when I asked him about Magician, he told me straight up, they're just helping them fulfill 1 or 2 batches. Guys, they don't have a contract. There is no long-term contract. There is no exclusive partnership. The guy at Ultec said, he's like, yeah, we don't have anything predetermined after that 1 or 2 batches. Who knows what will happen? He said that to me, guys. They're simply handling a few shipments like they do for lots of other brands. So no, Magician does not lease or operate this warehouse. They don't run it. They don't own it. And it's not there to support their customers. That whole section of their statement is completely false. This isn't a U.S. operation. It's a temporary arrangement and a very thin cover for a brand with no real presence here. Now let's go to point number 4 of their statement. Okay, refund policy update. To provide additional peace of mind during this time, we're offering an extended refund window, including for orders beyond our usual 10-day refund period. Ooh. If you wish to request a refund, please contact us at support, blah, 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 their website, to process for refund. A 5% processing fee will apply to cover non-refundable Shopify transaction costs and manual handling expenses. Units from canceled orders will be reassigned to customers in the queue to help ensure smooth fulfillment and avoid production waste. We will promptly reassign canceled units to customers in the queue to avoid waste and delays. Oh yes, the peace of mind refund offer. Let me translate this section for you. We'll let you cancel, but we're still going to keep 5% of your money. They say it's to cover non-refundable Shopify transaction costs and manual handling. Let's break that down. Yes, Shopify does charge a payment processing fee. It's usually around 2.9% per transaction. Guys, let me just add something here. I used to have a website selling electric bikes and electric scooters, so I know exactly how all of this works, okay? So, but Magician is charging 5%. So what's the other 2% for? Manual handling? That's just a made-up term. It doesn't exist, especially when the product hasn't even shipped. And here's the real kicker. Anyone can launch a Shopify site. I did. I could buy one. I could build one right now in 30 minutes. Using Shopify doesn't make you a real business. It just gives you a polished storefront while you operate everything else from behind the curtain. In Magician's case, their domain is registered to a sketchy Chinese LLC. And their US presence, as we've already shown. So their US presence, as I've already shown, is basically smoke and mirrors. And if they're using Shopify for real, they could issue refunds with just a couple clicks. So this handling fee isn't about costs. It's about clinging to your money. They also say your cancel unit will be reassigned to someone else in the queue. Translation? They're building bikes based on how many people pre-order. And that means your money isn't going into a refund safe escrow account. It's going straight into production. This isn't about peace of mind. It's about damage control and making sure they lose as little cash as possible while pretending to be generous. All right, and since I already touched the domain thing, let's talk about it. The domain for Magician's website is registered via Chengdu West Dimension Digital Technology Co. Ltd. Okay, so this is an ICANN accredited registrar based in China. That means their site isn't on GoDaddy, Namecheap, or another mainstream registrar. It's on a Chinese-based service known for bulk domain registrations and spam frequented by shady operations. They show up in lists of registrars with high spam and malicious domain activity. Why does this matter? Legit companies typically use reputable registrars for trust, transparency, and accountability. This specific registrar is repeatedly flagged in cybersecurity reports as a common base for mass registered scam domains. It's a strong indicator that Magician is following a shell facade playbook, a pattern we've seen with other scammy brands. And guess what? By using this type of registrar, you cannot find them. Everything their owner who registered, it's all obscure. It's a registrar meant to block and protect. That alone raises serious doubts. You claim you're a legally registered US business with full compliance and a real warehouse, but then you happen to register your web domain through a registrar known for enabling mass fraud? That doesn't add up. Your website registration choice is not a minor technicality. It reflects either, one, an intentional attempt to remain obscure, or two, a massive oversight that no reputable business would make in 2025. So no, your vague claims about Taiwanese investment and OEM experience aren't enough to erase the mounting red flags. You're operating under the same state where eSales used to be. Your business entity is unlisted in Nevada State Registry, and now we can add a high-risk domain registration to the pile. This is exactly why customers need to be cautious. Transparency isn't just about statements, it's about the paper trail, and yours is getting worse by the day. Point number 5 of their statement: production and delivery timeline for current orders. We are committed to full transparency with our customers and have been actively sharing production progress. Here's the current timeline for first batch with mid-August delivery. Frame welding began on June 25. Painting will be completed by July 9th. Final assembly begins July 10th. Packing and shipping from our factory starts July 15th. Arrival at Los Angeles port sometime early August. FedEx home delivery to customers by August 15th. Second batch with September delivery will also update production status in the near future. Now let's talk about this timeline magician laid out. Welding on June 25, painting by July 9th, shipping by July 15th, delivery by August 15th. Sounds impressive until you realize what it really means. They have not built your bike yet. And even worse, I'm sorry guys, it confirms exactly what I've been saying all along. They are using your money to fund production. This is classic Alibaba playbook behavior. Like I've told you, I've ordered bikes from factories before, and this is exactly how it works. You pay upfront and then they begin building. Magician even posted a few photos of frame welding on their Facebook page, hoping that'll make it look like production is already rolling. But here's the truth. Anyone can walk into a factory in China, take a few stage shots, and call it our production line. And what do they not show? No live video footage, no shipping labels, no VIN numbers, no evidence that your specific bike is being built or boxed. This is not inventory-based fulfillment. This is what is called pre-order-based manufacturing. And the only reason bikes are getting built at all is because you already paid for them. So no, this is no transparency. This is a carefully worded delay tactic, just buying time with your money in their pocket. Point number 6 of their statement. Okay, looking ahead, a brand built for the long ride. While this situation has caused temporary concern, we remain fully focused on our long-term mission to bring world-class e-bikes to more riders through innovation, transparency, and fair pricing. We're excited to announce that 3 new models will launch this year, expanding our lineup into new performance categories. These upcoming bikes will cover different categories and use cases, from daily commuting to off-road exploration and long-distance touring. We believe all doubts will disappear once the first Magician Alpha bikes are delivered and riders experience the quality and value firsthand. To everyone in our community, thank you for your trust, your feedback, and your patience. Whether you're here with questions, support, or healthy skepticism, you're welcome in this journey with us. We are not a faceless company. We are Magician eBikes, a team of engineers, creators, and riders committed to building exceptional bikes and lasting trust. So first thing, guys, they are saying they think, they are open to healthy skepticism and any questions. Well, guess what? I emailed them way before I made my video that posted on Sunday about them. I probably emailed them a week before that, pretending I was a customer, and I was being like, hey, before I drop this kind of cash, like, talk to me, tell me more about your warranty policies. Who's gonna help me if something goes wrong? Like, who are you? Who's behind this brand? Because you guys are brand new, so I just want to know, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? They did not reply to that email. But then, of course, the day after my video posts, then they are emailing me. Oh yes, now that they have the heat on top, they're there. So they send me an email. I replied to this email with a lot of the things that I'm telling you right now. And guess what? Nothing. The next thing I know, they're sending me a legal threat into my email inbox. So here it is, the grand finale of their statement. The emotional pitch, the "we're not a faceless company" moment. They want you to believe that they're on a noble mission, building for the long ride with innovation, transparency, and fair pricing. But here's the problem. Everything they've shown so far contradicts that. If you're building lasting trust, why are you hiding your team? Where are the names, the bios, the photos? Where's the founder or founders? The lead engineer, the CEO? They claim they're not faceless, but their entire operation is anonymous. You don't get to make bold promises while refusing to show who's actually running the show. They say they're working on 3 more bikes, but they haven't delivered a single one yet. This is a startup that's still using your pre-order cash to build its first batch. And they're already planning a lineup expansion? No, this isn't vision, it's overcompensation. Going back to the old tech thing, being a third-party fulfillment center, and they tell me they're just handling a batch or 2 for Magician. So there's no contract, no long-term partnership, and no dedicated support operation. So no, this isn't a brand preparing for the long haul. It's a brand using a shared warehouse, no US staff, and customer cash to fund batch 1 and 2 from what I've seen. And the idea that all doubts will disappear once the first bikes are delivered, that's just another delay tactic. Real brands build trust before they take your money, not afterwards. So let's call this what it is. A faceless, unproven, overseas operation hiding behind a glossy website and influencer hype. That's it. If you want to be taken seriously, Magician, step out of the shadows. Until then, this does not feel like a brand built for the long ride. It feels like a disappearing act in the making.